What's up, dudes? I'm just sitting here chilling, having a gas station coffee. We got some new babies in the collective. Spirit just told me just right now we're going to talk about the new babies, so I'm going to go in right now. All right, I'm in now. So attention those who have a new baby in their life. We're going to learn about crib safety. So there's these thing called bumper pads. They look like this. And you put them on your crib so your baby don't knock its head against the crib and that kind of stuff. So now in the United States of America, bumper pads are illegal. Bumper pads have been shown to cause SIDS. So imagine my finger is the baby. The baby is sleeping and it doesn't have enough oomph out of its lungs to blow that exhale or something like that, or expel, to blow that used up air away from its face. And there's no airflow because the bumper pads are blocking it. So the baby ends up breathing in the used air and then it passes away from SIDS. And so just a couple years ago, they made bumper pads illegal in the United States of America because of that. But a lot of people don't know that. And so, bumper pads. See, up until recently, illegal in USA, so let's see when it, okay. In 2022, it became law that they are illegal in the United States of America. But not a lot of people know this. And I raised both my kids with bumper pads on the cribs because I thought I was being safe with them. And so, if you notice, if you go into a store, you can't buy bumper pads anymore. But if you're going to a garage sale or a thrift store or Craigslist or something like that, you may find them from other people who may not know that they are illegal. You may have kept your older child's bedding and you're reusing it for sentimental purposes. All right? So, I'm passing the word out. If you're around any new baby or any baby in a crib, your baby's head is not going to get stuck between the slats. So let's look. A baby's crib is made so their head can't fit through the slats. And so the perfect kind of crib bed to have is something like this. No blanket hanging down, no stuffed animals. Of course, you can have a mobile or something like that over it. Nothing but a tight-fitting mattress sheet and a crib with open airflow. And then your baby and their blanket or whatever they're bundled up in. That's all that belongs in the crib. No decorative blankets over it. No, nothing like that. Anything that restricts the airflow. So, now let's look at this. I'm going to type in rich crib. Blocking the airflow. Rich crib like this, with this down over it, death trap. Let's find some more. Okay. I hear crib round, a round crib. Total fucking death trap. Not wise. Complete death trap. No air. Yup. No air. no air. So we have to make sure that we're not sacrificing our children's safety for cuteness. This is your first test as a parent. So another thing you can do too is put a ceiling fan, install a ceiling fan in your baby's room. Keep that airflow circulating. If you don't have a light fixture or can't afford a ceiling fan, you can always put in an oscillating fan or just a stationary fan just to keep the air going on low. If funds are tight, I go to thrift stores all the time and there's almost always a fan there at the thrift store. So if you have a bumper pad on the crib, immediately take it off. Immediately. You may be like mortified holding this thing. Yeah. You don't have to immediately throw it away. If you paid a lot of money for a baby set or something that came with the bumper, you can always repurpose it. You can hang it on a valance in the window. It has those ties on it. Now it's a valance that matches the bedding. So if your crib came with a big quilt and you got a newborn, that quilt is for when they're older. Okay, so finally, what did we learn from this? Death trap. What do we want? We want babies that can sleep well. We want something like this. Something like that. That little one is older. This isn't a newborn. Has a couple of stuffed animals in there. What a great bassinet. It's like a miniature crib. It has the airflow. All right. So there's the message. And pass the word. It's the crib bumpers. And everyone who thought they were keeping their kids safe got mind fucked. And most of the babies made it through, but some didn't. And now the wheel is turned on that. And they've identified what a major cause of SIDS is. It's no airflow in the crib. All right, there's the message. Oh my God, when I was pregnant with my daughter, my son was like a little older toddler. And he came up to me and he's like, Mama, when are we gonna get the cage for the new baby? I was like, Ash, it's called a crib. You gotta stop telling everybody we're gonna put our new baby in a cage. When both my kids were little, well, when my son was little, I had a Ford Ranger pickup truck. And so the seats in the back were little flip seats, so I couldn't put the car seat there. So he was in the front in the pickup truck facing the other way. And oh my God, my kids loved music. I listened to this one album. A good children's album is Peter Himmelman, My Best Friend is a Salamander. That is a really good children's album because as an adult, it's delightful. The musicianship is next level, and it's a spiritual type album for children and for the inner child within. So maybe we should all listen to that album. Teaches really good lessons. And I gotta go find my dog. Here we go. Wanna see what I'm doing? Come on, boo-boo. I got all my starters in here. Moved them out yesterday in the greenhouse. I'll open up and I'll show you. But Spirit wants us all to listen to that album. Now that's a children's album, so I can't link it. It's unlinkable. But I'll put links to the songs in the comment section. All of our inner children will really groove to it. Yeah. You might find some messages within the songs. So there's the message, dudes. Here comes the plants. All right. So here's all the little beginnings. Chinese pink celery, still kicking it. What are you, Basil? What's up, darling? Oh, look at you, you're joining the party. You just gotta stretch your wings a little bit. What else do we have? Aren't you cute? Bells of Ireland. So each one of these this is called a little cell here. So one little pot thing like that, if you were to buy this, well, Bells of Ireland are more expensive. If you were to buy one vegetable plant, there's lettuce, it will cost anywhere from like $3 to $5. Look at that. Each one of these little things is $5. Look at how much money I'm saving by not getting it at the nursery and growing it myself. So what I do, like here's some parsley. Right now I have 6 parsley, or 5. Let me see. No, I have 6. I have 6 parsley plants. They look so little right now, but when they're ready, this will be a whole parsley plant that has multiple parsleys. So that's $5, $10, $15, $20, $25, $30 that I would have had to spend at the nursery if I bought them all when they weren't on sale. Zucchini. I started this little like this, and then when it got big I took it out and repotted it, which I just did to these. These are all different kinds of lettuce. Here's Swiss chard. It's so interesting because both of these all of these lettuces started at the same time, and one out of the whole cell just totally power grew. And look at it now. But the rest are still, this is like the second fastest one. Isn't that interesting? Here's tomatoes. Look at somebody in the back isn't feeling well. I'm gonna have to check on what's going on with that. The thing I'm most excited about, this right here. Let me finally got it. I was at the nursery and they had these beautiful geraniums last year. Full grown, fully mature, for $7.99 for the plant. And I loved it because they have this beautiful pink on the inside of the leaves. This is just the little baby, and you can already see the pink. And I threw down, just throwing down for me, $7.99 for one plant. And I had it in my garden last year. And then I was like, you know, you never see geranium seeds for sale, really. And then I started, it was like it just popped in my head. So this is where you can take a spiritual look at it and say, okay, well, this idea just popped in my head. Maybe it was a divine download from spirit. And I was like, then all of a sudden I got really curious about what a geranium seed looks like. So I went and Googled it. And I'm like, oh, interesting. A geranium seed is kind of like the seeds that have a little, maybe like if you think of a marigold seed or like a dandelion, that has a little fringy part to it, a little puff that catches the wind when the wind blows. This weird looking, kind of weird little seed that shoots out. It doesn't look like a dandelion, but it's kind of the same concept. And I was like, how interesting. And then I went out and walked toward my plant, and right then it was seeding. And I had 3 seeds, and I saved them. I wouldn't have even realized that was a seed part of the plant if I hadn't gotten curious. And I planted them, and I have 1 more in the greenhouse right now. All 3 took. And now, this year, because I paid attention, I'm going to have 3 geranium plants, which I will collect the seeds at the end of the season. So I have $24 worth of plants that I got for free this year, just because I got curious about how I seeded. So this summer we're going to watch the geraniums and see how they grow, because they are so cool.